SkippyjonJones, Class Action by Judy Schachner, and read to you today by Gammy. SkippyjonJones was just dying to go to school, and nobody, not even his mama, was going to stop him. But she did, by the scruff of his neck. School is for the dogs, stated Mama Junebug Jones empathetically. They're unruly and drooly, she said dramatically. But listen to that barking, those sound effects, ferocious. Plus a bus full of dog breath with smells so atrocious. Good golly, Pop Lolly, it's such a no-brainer. If there is a good dog, it's because of his trainer. His mama gently nudged her nugget into his room. Then she added, "You're SkippyjonJones, a smart Siamese cat. Take a look in the mirror if you don't believe that." "He looks in the mirror every day," said his sister Jezebel Jillyboo and Judy B. "But all he sees are chick-wallas. Arf, arf," barked Judy B. After his family left him to think, the chihuahua did exactly what his mama suggested, but not before he bounced around his room with some books. "Oh, I'm SkippyjonJones, and I don't get the fuss. It's not like a pigeon is driving the bus." Then he climbed up his sister's kitty condo ladder for a peekaboo in the mirror. "Holy Julio," squealed the kitty boy. "How many chihuahuas am I?" he wondered out loud. Then he took a deep breath and, using his very best Spanish accent, he answered, "As many as your head can handle, hombre." And quicker than you can say the cat in the hat never did that, the kitty boy tossed his mask and his cape and a bright yellow banana into his mochila. Then, as he buttoned up his red plaid shirt, he began to sing in a moo-moo soft voice. "Oh, my name is Skippy-Toe, Frisky-Toe, clap, clap, and I'm off to the school for burritos, clap, clap, 'cause I've got a good hunch that I'm going to have lunch with a great old bunch of Puchitos, clap, clap." Just across the hall, Mama Junebug Jones and the girls were doing a little homework of their own. "Listen here, messy missus," said Mama. "How are you supposed to clean your kitty condo without your ladder?" "Skippyjon has it," said his sisters. "Well, what for?" asked Mama. "So he could see the chihuahua in the mirror." The chihuahua, however, was already in his closet, boarding a bus for school. But the kitty boy wasn't the only chihuahua on board. His old amigos, Los Chimichangos, were going to school too. "Thank dog you made it, dude," exclaimed Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Ski Skipido," panted Paquito Tito, the smallest of the small ones. "We need your help, Carnel Bullito." "Without a doubt, Dito," declared El Skipido. "But why do you need my help with a bully?" "Because he is a perro mezquino," declared Don Diego, "who barinos around the escuelas in a tazalita." "He spins around the school in a tiny teacup?" exclaimed the kitty boy in shock. "See, dude," added Don Diego, "he growls and howls and wears a suéter de lana tambini." "Not the wool sweater," said Skipido. "Uh-huh," agreed Paquito Tito, trembling. "He is a woolly bully." There wasn't a dog worth his biscuits who didn't fear the woolly bully. So it wasn't a surprise when a potent pup of panic pulled out the gatito's tail. And all that puffiness inspired the Puchitos to sing. "Oh, puffy, poofy, puffy tito, clap, clap. We know you can do it, Skippy-Toe, clap, clap. Let's unravel his sweater and knit something better. We'll show that old woolly bully toe, clap, clap." But there was no turning back now. The doggies had arrived at school. A moment later, the principal, a poodle with very high standards, appeared with a bucket of balls and a whistle. First she blew, and then she threw. "Go fetch," barked Miss Begalito. Then every dog, big and small, chased a ball down the hall and into their classrooms. except for Skippito. He got carried along by the river of rovers and landed in art class where he drew his best ever double doggy doodle. I've never seen a pup do that before, said Miss Howler, the art teacher. Then he trotted over to the music room and bayed like a beagle for the canine chorus. Bow wow! Whooped Miss Muzzletongue. What a pair of ears! After music came Mad, where Skippy stunned Miss McDroodle with his counting skills. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. At the bell, the amigos followed their noses into the library. Not even a bowl full of Fritos smelled as delicious as the scent of books waiting to be read. I lick libros, declared El Skipito Frisquito, the great reader Ito. I like books too, whispered Leonora Lapsitter, the librarian from behind the bookcase. The kitty boy was the last to leave the library, so he had to race right over to French class with Monsieur Bouzet. Can you say cheese? Asked the teacher. Oi, oi, said the poodles. Fromage. Si, said Skippito. Queso. Queso cabeza, shouted the chimichangoes from the rear of the room. I'm not a cheesehead, chimichangoes, chuckled the gatito. I'm a chihuahua. The poodles were tickled pink to have Los Puchitos in class with them, and Los Puchitos wanted to share what they had learned with their amigo. Zozie Poopy sang. Kama si, kama ka, kama si to. Clap, clap. We have zoomed in to tell you Skippito. Clap, clap. When the people say ow, really be see. So don't look for a red hydrant ito. Clap, clap. After French, Los Muchachos took a pass on obedience class, deciding instead to nap inside the warm case with a golden Trofios. I'm not good at following rules, confessed the kitty boy. What dog is Dude? Quipped Don Diego. But just then, the gatito heard a gut-gurgling growl that shook the entire escuela, perhaps the whole planeta. Holy heartburn, hollered Skippito. Was that my tummy? No, that is the bellow of the woolly bullito, said Paquito to Tito with a shivery ito. The gruesome grumble grew louder, and along with it came the rattle and plink of the terrible Tazalita. It was spinning wildly right under his nose, circling like a polka-dotted shark. Andale, declared Don Diego. Get out your duds, Dude. But Skippito was too frozen with fear to unpack his mochila. So his amigos did it for him, helping to change their chica into El Skipito Frisquito, complete with mask, cape, and banana. Why the plantano, Dude? Asked Pinto Lito. It's my snackito, replied the gatito. Will you share with me and Tito? Yes, indeedo, said Skippito. Then, woof, chugga-lucka-lucka, woof, chugga-lucka-lucka. Every dog leaped out of the case and lashed onto the turbocharged Taza. This caused the cub to spin wildly out of control. Some of the chicos just hanging on by a tail. Estor Morado, cried Skippito. You are not dizzy, Dude, you're green, yipped the doggies. The whirling dervish of a dog-filled teacup cut a mean path of destruction past the principal's office and spun straight onto the lunch bunch like a bowling ball. Strikeito, shouted the Petitos. And strike it did. Smash, crackle, and pop. The trolley Tavalita crashed right into the table and broke it apart, exposing the ferocious Fuzzy for what he really was. A teeny tiny, itsy-bitsy, wool-wearing teacup chihuahua. Dude, declared Skippito, you're no bigger than a bugito. But the bugito's only reply was a gut-gurgling growl greater than the house had ever heard before. Is that your tummy? Asked Skippito. Sí, replied the bullito. Tengo mucho hambre. I am hungry too, agreed the gatito. But you can have my plantano. This act of kindness made the chimichangos pull out their jump rope right in the middle of the mess. Peanut butter and belly buttons, chunky cherry pits. The woolly bully's tassel has broken into bits. Wiggle, waggle, jelly on the toast. He's not a woolly bully, he's just hungrier than most. Just then, Miss Beckalot stomped into the lunchroom. I smell a cat, she bellowed. That cat better scat. Then out came the whistle. First she blew, and then she threw a big, bright yellow ball down the hall, which every dog, big and small, began to chase, except for Skippito. He wasn't chasing the ball, he was running for his life. First Skippy tripped, then he slipped on the banana peel and slid straight out of his closet and back into the arms of his Mama Junebug Jones. What in the woolly white willies have you been up to, Mr. Whistle Whiskers? Asked Mama. He broke my teacup, whined Jilly Boo. And he ate my banana, complained Jezebel. That's 'cause he went to school with the Chihuahuas, explained Jujubee. Later that night, after every fuzzy fell asleep, the kitty boy was good for one last bounce. Oh, I'm SkippyjonJones, and I couldn't say it better. A dog is not a bully just because he wears a sweater. Then he bounced over to his mama and gave her a beso, a kiss she felt straight through the layers of her quilt. Good night, little dipper, said the very sleepy mama. Good night, mama, said the very sleepy kitten. The end. We have so much more to learn. Adios.